What's up everybody? Today we're going to do a quick unboxing and installation of this Atari Arcade Spinner from MicroCenter. We're going to install it here on the Atari Dual Fight Stick with Trackball. So I just wanted to have another control for games like Tempest, pole position, things like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get this unboxed. Alright, so you take this little sleeve off here. It's got the price listed. I believe it's on sale. This is November 2020, so I think it was $10 off or something like that, so a little bit cheaper than that. Pop open this cardboard here. Let's see, really nicely packed. It is designed to fit into a 1 1/8 hole, which is the same size as your standard arcade buttons. So you could just remove one of these and then put this in its place. I'm actually going to install it as another control here, kind of on the player 2 side of things. So I'm gonna end up drilling a hole and mounting it here. So this looks like it's the spinner piece. Here is the cap. Looks like that would just fit on there. There's a set screw down in there. I believe we'll loosen that so this will fit all the way in, and then tighten down that set screw once it's installed. Then you've got the lock nut here that will lock in on the inside. There's the little circuit board. And then also in the package is a Allen wrench for that set screw, and a USB cable that plugs into the base here. Perfect, so everything looks in good working order. I will say this is really heavy, especially putting these things together. It feels really, really nice. So I'm excited to get this together. It feels really smooth. I really don't have a whole lot of experience with these. It's my first time ever installing one or building an arcade or doing anything like that. So from what I can tell, it's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and get the drill out and get this thing installed. All right, so first thing first here, I want to find out exactly where to mount this thing. I only want to drill this once and don't want to screw up my nice game platform here. The side buttons that I did for the pinball flippers, those are kind of hidden away and on the sides, so not as much of a problem if something were to go wrong. Fortunately, nothing did, but this one is going to be right up here. You're going to see everything, so let's make sure we get it right. And also want to make sure that it's still very playable for anyone using it. So just judging on how someone here in the player 2 position would stand, hand on the joystick here, buttons here, this section right down here looks like it's pretty open. So I'd be able to play, move this, hit all of these buttons. If I was playing pinball or something, hit these buttons. This section here looks like it's the perfect area to put this spinner. The other thing is playing Golden Tee, throwing this trackball around pretty hard, mostly in this direction. If I've got something sticking up down here, it's not gonna bother anything. One of the other things here, I will open it up and just take a look and make sure that in the underneath section, right in here, it's pretty much wide open, plenty of room for a button. It is not going to hit on this lip. We'll want to make sure of that. So we got to get it up here far enough to where it's not going to hit this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take some measurements, make sure that this thing is exactly where I want it. I'll then mark it and then get to drilling. Alrighty, so here we go. Can't see it, but I've got a mark here right on this little bug graphic. It's It's gonna sit right about there. My hand's gonna hit everything, it'll be right in between them, and it will fit perfectly. So, got my mark there, let's go get my drill. All right, so, don't know if you can see that, 1 1/8 inch drill bit, hole saw. So, we'll just go ahead and get to it. Fingers crossed. Make sure I'm on target. That looks good. Go ahead and start actually getting into the hole saw. All right, so one of the things I'm going to do with this is I'm going to see if I have poked through yet. I have just about poked through, so that's good. What I'm going to do is once I get the tip of the hole saw through, I'm going to go and drill from the other side. That way I'm not going to get tear out as I just punch all the way through. So let me drill just a little bit further here. Okay, felt it go through. Clean up this drill bit here. And then we'll, probably should have taped some of this off, but it'll be fine. So now I got the hole here. Just gonna put this in and go from the inside. And there we go, we got a hole. Let me get my vacuum out, clean this up, we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we got everything cleaned up now. Beautiful mounting hole. Go ahead and take our spinner here, drop it in. Got the nut, I'll lift this up and just tighten this thing down. And actually I find that finger tight is pretty darn good if I can just put some muscle into it and tighten it down. It's not really going anywhere, it doesn't wiggle, it doesn't move. If I do have to come back with a wrench or pair of pliers or something to tighten it down, I will, but I've done that for these other buttons. It really does bite into the wood pretty good and doesn't really go anywhere. So let's go ahead and put the spinner piece on. Just drops on like that. Look at that, that feels nice. So actually I'll pop this back off, start this set screw in here. Take the Allen wrench that came with it, just get it started a little bit more. Drop it on, and then there we go. Now I feel it biting. We'll switch over to the other side. Come on. Is this thing not going to be long enough? Ah, there we go. All right. There we go. So, can't really pull it off. It's on there solid. And that spins nicely. It's right where I want it, right in between my hands here on the second control. 90% of the time I'm using just the player one side, so this won't come into play at all. But I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and plug in the USB. I'll go ahead and do that on the bottom side here. The only issue I'm seeing maybe with this USB is it looks pretty short. I'm gonna see if it'll reach all the way down into the PC, but if not, I'll have to use a extension cable. Yeah, they only give you, I don't know, what is that, 1.5 feet of cable? So I do have an extension cable already in here, so I might just use that. But go ahead, and it looks like this just plugs in that way. And yeah, there's no way this is going to reach down into the PC on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and for now remove this flash drive and go ahead and pop this in here and see if it comes alive. I heard my PC do something here. So, BL button spinner number 1 is available. So that's interesting how that showed up. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. So it basically just acts as a mouse, but only left and right. Pretty wild. Let's get this thing set up in MAME. Alrighty, so we've got Big Box up and running. Let's go ahead and go into my arcade games. We'll go ahead and test this out with pole position. So this will load up. So this is MAME, so we'll have to do a couple things with this. I'll go into the menu. I'll just go to this machine for now. And let's set up some controls. So for gear change, I don't have a pedal, so I'm going to be using a button for a pedal. And then I'm just going to put the button next to it for the gear change. So for gear change, this will be button 2. For my pedal, I'm going to do button 5. Those are right next to each other on my layout here. Leave all the rest as default. Now here's where the magic happens. For the dial analog, go to that, give this a spin. Go down to increase, spin that to the right, decrease, spin it to the left. For coin, I've got those dedicated coin buttons on my system here, so we'll go ahead and program those. Turn to previous menu. Return to machine. Let's see if we got this working. So we'll put the coin in. Got credits here, low gear. Alrighty, and there we go. So there's my spinner. It's gone away. Shift into high gear now. Oh, that's not good. Go back into low gear to get started. Go ahead and shift up. There we go. So I have to play around with the sensitivity of this to get it set up to where we want, but it is working really, really well. So I can pass some cars here. And we're out of time. Oh, look at that. First on the leaderboard. I don't know how that happened. There we go. So, if anyone ever wanted to know how to add one of these Atari spinners to the MicroCenter Dual Fight Stick with Trackball, or any other game controller really, that's how it's done. Thanks for watching.